Hello everyone, it's Melissa here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to attempt to recreate a makeup tutorial that I watched over 10 years ago. This is the first ever makeup tutorial that I watched and followed, and it came out really well. So I want to see how my makeup skills have improved and how makeup tutorials have changed in more than 11 years when this video was first uploaded. This video that we're gonna be watching is from Makeup by Tiffany D. She was one of the first ever YouTubers that I discovered and that I followed. She is absolutely amazing. I still watch her to this day. And the makeup that we're going to be following is her video that she uploaded 11 years ago. It has 5.9 million views and it's called Hayden's Golden Globe Makeup Look Smoky Eye MAC. So this is a very pretty smoky eye. If you have any kind of formal event, this should be beautiful. It works with pretty much every color dress. I wore a black dress to that specific party that I wore this makeup look to. So yeah, this is a look that Hayden Panettiere wore to the Golden Globes, I think in 2009 must have been. So yeah, if you would like to see how we recreate this look, then just keep watching. Okay, here we go. So it starts off with just photos of Hayden Panettiere and then her makeup, and it looks so pretty.
Hey guys, it's Tiffany. I did a look that is similar to the makeup that Hayden, I'm gonna butcher this, Panettiere, he did it, wore to the Golden Globes last night or yesterday. I loved it so much that I had to do it. This is such a pretty look. I think that her makeup was gorgeous. Her dress, on the other hand, was very, very painful to look at. Literally, it was painful to look at. If you saw it, you know what I mean. But I really love it. I hope that you guys do too. So if you guys want to see how to do this, then keep watching. Alright, so I've already applied Urban Decay Primer Potion all over my lid up to the brow, and I also applied some right under my lower lash line since I'm going to apply a lot of color down.
Okay, so first things first, she applies Urban Decay Primer Potion. Now in this video she's using, I'm pretty sure all of it is MAC. I don't have a lot of MAC stuff, but I didn't either 10 years ago when I followed this tutorial, and the makeup came out really pretty. So even if you don't have the exact same products I'm using, or whatever makeup video you're following, you don't have the exact same products, don't worry about it. Just recreate it with whatever you have. That's what I always do. I always try to find some kind of hack or kind of a way to repurpose my products to give me a similar look to what I'm trying to accomplish, or just come up with something completely different. And that's how you learn how your products work and what kind of formulas work better for what kind of stuff. I've already applied my foundation and some powder. I also filled in my brows just a little bit, but at the end of her video she goes through what other face products she wears, like blush. I think she does some bronzer or something else. Let's just keep watching.
And then next I'm going to take the Constructivist Paint Pot by MAC, which is a really pretty dark brown, and I'm going to apply that to the lid with a fluffy brush. I really like the 217 for that. And then just to deepen the color a little bit, I'm just going to kind of go over it one more time just on the lid area.
Okay, so Constructivist Paint Pot, which is what she's using, is like a brown cream shadow that MAC used to have. I looked for it online and I couldn't find it, so I don't know if they discontinued it. I have two options: brow pomade for like a cream eyeshadow base, because it's dark brown and it's pretty much what she's, similar color to what she's using, or I could just roughly do something with this brown lip liner that I stole from my mom and just blend it out with a brush. I don't think this is so creamy to put it on my lid, so I'm gonna go with the Anastasia brow pomade, which is a little bit darker than what she's actually using, but I'm going to apply it very, very lightly. I have a fluffy blending brush here. Okay, so this doesn't look so bad and it's blending surprisingly well. She's applied it all over her lid and brought it up a little bit above the crease. If anything, she brings it up just a little bit. I think it's pretty much round. It's like a round shape. So I'm gonna do that on the other eye.
And then I'm just going to dip the brush right,
she goes on it.
Brush
she goes over it again just for the crease.
Right up under my lower lash line.
On the lash line.
And just connect it to the upper area of color right there at the corner. Alright, so first I'm going to take the 250.
She goes on it over it with the same brush, and she doesn't bring it all the way down to the inner corner. Maybe I applied a little bit too much. Okay, let's keep watching.
2 brush, which this is, I don't even know how I lived without this thing. It's like, it's amazing. I thought it compared to my Sonia Kashuk large flat brush, but it's just so much better. I'm taking Graphology, which is a really pretty kind of like dark kind of grayed purple. I'm just going to get that on one side of the brush, and I'm going to pat it all over the lid. So I applied that brown base because it really, it's going to make this color appear very dark, which it is anyways, but it's going to warm it up just a little bit since I'm going to be applying some warmer colors in the crease. It's just going to help everything kind of go together.
Okay, so she applied Graphology, which is a dark grayish purple. So I have the Naked Smoky palette from Urban Decay, and in this palette there's the color Smolder. It's a dark purplish, grayish brown, I'd say. Naked Smoky palette, I think it's discontinued. At least I haven't seen it sold for a while. But pretty much any dark purple eyeshadow that you have, like a smoky purple, would work just fine, I think. I'm gonna show you what I used when I first did it. When I was little, my mom and my auntie used to give me a lot of makeup, and that's how I kind of started collecting makeup and playing with makeup. But I had a lot of single pan eyeshadows back then. I don't think that eyeshadow palettes were a thing unless you were like a professional makeup artist or something. So my mom and my auntie gave me a lot of single pan eyeshadows, and I wanted to feel like a makeup artist, so I depotted all of them. I looked up on YouTube, or I saw on YouTube, how to depot your own eyeshadows, and I found these like old CD cases. I hot glued them. I thought it was just so cute how I made my own makeup palettes. And now of course we have like the magnetic ones. This is like my version of makeup palettes from when I was little. And I think the eyeshadow that I used to recreate this, what was it, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago, was this one. I don't even remember what it is. I think it came in like a duo, I think it was, from Maybelline. So yeah, I had this this palette of like purples and reds, and I even arranged them by color. Okay, let's move on.
Alright, then taking a pointed brush, take that same color and go right underneath the lower lash line. And again, connect the color to that outer edge. Alright, next with a 242 brush.
Okay, pencil brush, same color. Okay.
I'm going to apply Vex, which is a really pretty, like, almost silvery looking color, but it has a really pretty pinkish purple duochrome to it. It doesn't do much on its own, but it looks really pretty when you blend it with other colors that match the duochrome.
Okay, so
I'm putting that right on the inner corner. I'm just blending it up
color that I
and
don't
slightly
have.
into that darker shade, because we really don't want the inner eye to be very light. And it's not putting down a whole lot of color, it's just going to add a really pretty like iridescent effect. Just gonna pat it right around the tear duct. Alright, then using a blending brush.
Okay, so she's applying on her inner corner a shimmery, I don't know, like a nude color with a pink shimmer. And I looked it up online. I think they still sell it. And yeah, it's pretty much like a nude color with pink and green shimmer. I don't know. I think this color would be good because she says she doesn't want it to be too bright on the inner corner. It's the color Blaze from the Born to Run palette by Urban Decay. Mix it with Breakaway, which is like a paler color, a brighter color. So pretty. There you go.
Take a warm brown, like Swiss chocolate. And it's not like a really, really dark brown. It's just kind of like a medium toned brown. I'm going to use a 222 brush. And I'm just going to lightly apply that right into the crease.
Okay, then she goes with a warm brown. Well, she's using Swiss chocolate, which is like a matte reddish brown. So I'm going to use the same palette and the color Riff, which is like a really nice reddish brown transition color. And fluffy blending brush.
Alright, and then I just kind of blended it slightly upward. Then I'm going to take my soft brown. You could probably guess that was coming. And a fluffy brush, and I'm just using like a fluffy crease brush, like a 224.
Soft brown looks like a color very similar to her skin tone. So I'm going to go with Weekender from Born to Run palette again, and a slightly bigger blending brush, and just blend up the brown. There is something that I've always admired about her makeup tutorials is how perfectly blended her eyeshadows look. They look just perfect. Perfect.
And just kind of blend that over the outer edge and kind of up into the area where you're going to apply your brow highlight. Alright, now since that crease color is a little bit more of like a burgundy, almost pinky shade, I'm going to take that same crease brush that we used with the brown. I'm going to take Hepcat, which sounds kind of weird, and apply it right over where I applied that Swiss chocolate. And it's just going to make a really, really pretty, like brown, burgundy, pinkish, purple shade.
Hepcat is like a lilac. I don't think I have anything like that on this palette. So I'm going to go to my Jeffree Star Blotless palette, which is pretty much every purple eyeshadow that you could ever want. And I'm going to go with, this is too pigmented. Nope, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to go with the lilac color that comes in the, what is it? Wired palette. So we're sticking to Urban Decay for this look. So I have my Wired palette here, and it has the Shock eyeshadow right here. This is kind of similar to Hepcat, so I'm going to use the same brush that she said to use with the brown, and just going to apply it over the brown to give it sort of like a purpley shade. Okay, let's keep going with this tutorial.
Alright, then you can kind of go around the edge of color with that fluffy brush. Alright, now for the brow highlight, I'm just going to take that same brush and take my, what color is this? Blank Type. And, whoa, almost dropped it. And I'm just going to kind of blend that just kind of over everything that was applied, kind of how I applied that soft brown kind of far up. This is just going to really lighten that area again, but then still keep a really
Blank Type. Yeah, it's just like a beige matte color really. So I'm going to use the color 13. I'm going back with the Naked Smoky palette.
really blended look. And then take a sharper brush. I'm going to use actually the 252 that I used before. Now you can see even on the other side there's just a little bit of color on the tips. So just lightly wipe it off. And I'm going to take Dazzle Light, which is a really, really pretty highlight shade. It reminds me of Shroom, but with better payoff. So I really, really like this one. I'm just going to lightly apply that right over, keeping the most shimmer right at the brow.
I'm gonna go back with my Born to Run and taking the lightest color in here, which is Breakaway, which is also like a shimmery beige, I would say.
Alright, now for a little more drama, you can add some black to the crease, just to the outer part of the crease. I'm going to use Carbon and my new crease brush, the 226. Really love this brush because it's very pointed. I'm just going to get the color right on the point, and you can be very precise. You see how I'm using just the point to apply the color to that outer V almost. It's kind of a darker color on the lid, so you don't have to be too careful. And then when you get to the crease, you can just kind of swirl it. Work it in just a little bit. You don't want to overtake any of those pretty colors. We're just kind of darkening the outer area of the lid. Apply just a little more. Alright, now.
Okay. Carbon by MAC, which is the matte black eyeshadow, and just a small blending brush. It doesn't apply too much. I mean, mine already looks a lot darker than hers, so I'm not gonna go too intense with the black, just slightly. You can literally use any black eyeshadow you have. Obviously, it doesn't have to be this exact same one. It just so happens that I have the same shadow that she's using, and that it's not discontinued from 10 years ago.
Moving on to eyeliner. This look is all about a lined waterline. So I'm going to use the Black Track Fluid Line by MAC. It really, really stays well on me on the waterline.
Maybelline.
And just any kind of synthetic liner brush.
Synthetic liner brush. She's doing waterline
Alright, when you get
all
to the
way
upper
in.
part, you're going to just put color on one side of the brush. You're going to, I've already started to do it, but I didn't show you this. You look down into your mirror, tilt your head back, and open your eyes very wide, and you can just...
Okay, so, tightlining. So I'm using the Maybelline gel eyeliner.
Kind of go upward with it. Be very, very careful. Okay, so when you've completely lined your entire waterline all the way around, you're going to take a liquid liner, since you can actually use a fluid line if you want, but I'm just looking for something really quick. I find that I can just do it quicker with a liquid liner, like in a pen or something. Since we're applying false lashes, I'm just going to apply a very, very thin line of liquid liner on my upper lash line. She doesn't have too much liner up there, if any.
Okay, so I have this pen liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to do a very thin line, as she just said. She doesn't say she's winging it out or anything, so I'm not going to wing it. I'm just going to follow my natural eye shape.
Now I'm going to apply some false lashes. I'm going to use the number 36s by MAC. If you're unsure about false lashes, go ahead and check out my lash video. I'll post it as a response to this one so you can find it easily. And when I get done with that, I'll be right back. Alright, so
she applied false lashes, and I'm going to do that off camera because I don't want to film the mess that it is for me to apply false lashes. I haven't applied false lashes in so long, actually. Okay, so I already applied my false lashes. I ended up going with the Demi Wisples by Ardell, and I used a black glue, latex free, which is a Callas or Callas eyelash adhesive, latex free. I don't know. I'll link it down below. But let's keep on watching.
Alright, so since in the picture she has that pretty kind of like bronzy sun-kissed glow about her, I applied my normal foundation, and then I dusted my Mineralized Skin Finish Natural and Medium Dark very lightly over my skin with a fluffy brush. And then instead of doing any like contouring, like major, you know, like really detailed or whatever, I just took a bronzing powder. I took Golden and a large paddle brush, and I'm just very like lightly just going over areas that I would normally contour. But I'm just kind of adding a pretty, like, just a little bit of color there.
So I'm using Hoola by Benefit and a big brush like she did. And she said no contouring, just warming up the face.
You definitely don't want to go overboard with the bronzer. And then for a highlight shade, I'm going to use something a little different. I know I always use the Emphasize, is that right? Yeah. Shape powder by MAC, and it's very light. It's a lot lighter than my skin tone, so it adds kind of like a really light color and a little bit of sheen. This is Light Sweep. It has almost the same color as my skin tone, so it's not really going to add a lot of color. It's not really going to like add a lot of light color to my face. It's just going to kind of match my skin and give my skin a little bit of sheen. This would definitely be best for people with skin just a little bit darker than mine to contour, or to highlight. But I think it's really pretty. It gives like a really nice natural glow to my skin without, you know, adding the highlight shade that's like 5 shades lighter than my skin, right?
Okay, so for a natural glow, I have this baked powder from Flormar. It's a very natural highlight, so I'm going to apply that. But I think she's using a matte highlighting powder, which I'm not going to use, but she brings it up all the way here. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to focus my highlight on the normal areas that I would highlight. So like, oh, actually this is quite bright.
She has got that gorgeous like rosy, almost peachy glow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my blush trick. I have a video about this where you apply the cream color base and then, you know, you dab it on, then you apply your blush over it. And it makes it last a long, long time. I really prefer cream color bases over the matte cream blushes. Just because those are a little oilier, this is really going to hold up better. And this is Fresco. Doesn't have any shimmer to it. It's a cream. And I'm using just a 168 brush. And I'm just going to dab it on my cheeks. This is a really, really, really pretty color. And I'm going to take Peachy Keen. Is that right? Yeah. This is one of my favorite blushes by MAC. It's so gorgeous. There you go. You can see it good there. I'm just going to apply that right over.
I don't have Peachy Keen, but I saw online that Orgasm by NARS is a very similar color, almost like a dupe, so I'm going to use that.
Alright, her lips have almost, it doesn't look like she's got on lipstick. If she does, she's got gloss over it. Definitely there's not like a, you know, they don't look very defined or anything, so I'm just going to use a lip gloss. I'm going to use Nymphette, which is a really pretty pinkish gold. I had just a little bit of lip gloss on from earlier.
Nymphette, which is a pinkish gold, she said. I saw online the swatches and it looks very similar to the Fenty gloss, so I'm going to use that. But I wanted to look more gold, so I'm going to go back in with my Born to Run palette, and I'm going to use the color Stranded, which is like a gold color. And I already have some lip balm from before, so I think it's going to stick really well. And then on top, I'm going to apply the lip gloss. What? That looks so good.
And that adds a really pretty color to the lips. So that is it. I hope you guys liked it, and I will talk to y'all very soon.
Okay, bye. Guys, so this is the finished look. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I really liked it. I think this is such a classic smoky eye. It's not really dark. The purple doesn't really look purple, but it's not as harsh as if you were to have a black smoky eye. It doesn't go really high up above the crease, so it's just, I love it. It's so wearable. The gloss looks so pretty, and that tip of putting the gold eyeshadow before your lip gloss just made it change a little bit. The face just looks really natural, very glowy. If you know how to make a look like this, then you're set for any party that you have for the rest of your life. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it for you guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you recreate this look, please tag me or send me a photo on my DMs on Instagram, and also tag Makeup by Tiffany T, because she was the inspiration for this video. Thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.